So today I have a pair of very special USB chargers to test. And this is a new revolutionary technology which is going to reduce waste, energy consumption and also minimize greenhouse emissions. Each of these chargers has one USB port because nowadays you have just one device for everything. Who needs more ports? Of course, charging more devices would be also against the green goals, and these chargers have no markings because they are prototypes. This is a completely new edge-cutting technology which is going to go into series production in a couple months. And its main goal, of course, is to save the planet. What else these days? And now let's explore them. Let's test this bigger one first. Now let's have some fire extinguisher ready. Let's try to plug it in. No explosion yet. Let's plug in my USB tester. It supplies 5.6 volts. It's a bit high, but it's probably the part of the super fast charging system. Now let's plug in my USB test load. And let's increase the current. And it supplies 0.1 amps and 3 volts. Well, that's not much, but that's completely fine. We have to reduce our energy consumption anyway. And now let's take a look in it. Let's see the energy consumption, emission and waste reduction technology of the future. How do I open it? Well, that's actually easy. And what's inside of it? Nice! The mains comes in here. Here's the inertial emitting resistor which might be fusible. Here's a dropper capacitor and a bridge rectifier. And from the bridge rectifier it goes into this zener and this smoothing capacitor. And from this smoothing capacitor it goes into the USB port. It doesn't supply much current, but we can't use more energy anyway. It's using just few components, but obviously the use of materials has to be reduced. And the output is not isolated from mains, but that's part of the design. Human population reduction definitely helps to use less energy, produce less waste, emissions. Without this we simply can't meet the goals to save the Earth. And let's sum it up. It doesn't supply much power, but you're not supposed to use more anyway. And you're going to get electrocuted, but that's because your carbon footprint was way too big anyway. So the conclusion is... ultra bloody dodgy, but good for the environment. You might not like it, but that's for a greater good. And now let's explore the other one. This one is the unlimited charging power version with the red USB port. But of course this one will be only available to the politicians, definitely not to the normal mortals. And this ultra powerful model can supply any power you want for your charging or other devices. And now let's take a look in it. I guess I should look into it before testing it, and that's it. The mains comes in here. There are two super special 100 amp rated cables and the port. But of course this one is only to be used with compatible devices. And the USB port is held in place using a piece of paper, because by 2030 humans have to stop producing any plastics. The version for regular people is also using paper, and by 2025 the entire housing has to be made of paper. And of course these are just prototypes. The version for politicians is going to be made of gold, and the insulating material is going to be a diamond. So let's sum it up. The insulation between the primary and secondary side is non-existent, so there is nothing to fail. And for 100% efficiency there are no components wasting power. So the conclusion is... April Fools! Of course I've just made these using the housings from the chargers from the previous episodes. And of course definitely don't try to recreate this. This was created just for entertainment. And if you like my videos, please consider supporting my channel on Patreon using the thanks button and subscribing. And big thanks to all of you who already support me, because this keeps my channel running.